Hey there folks, and welcome back to Star Citizen. This is going to be the first in a series of videos where we take a look at the different weapons that you can get for your ships. There are quite a few of them. We are going to be analyzing their different statistics, their pros and cons, and we're going to be seeing what weapons they synergize well with and what weapons they might not work that well together with. And today we are going to be taking a look at the Behring repeater rifle, which is over here. It is a 40mm Gatling cannon, which is pretty massive. And I'm just hoping that this series will maybe help some of you folks that are looking at getting weapons for your ship, but you don't necessarily know which ones to get. So that's the objective of this. And before we actually get started with analyzing the Behring repeater rifle, we're going to be doing another little giveaway. I like to do these from time to time. It's my way to give back to you folks for subscribing and watching my videos. I know I don't necessarily make a lot of money from making these YouTube videos, but everything that I do make, I put back into this channel, whether it be to produce content or to give it back to you guys in the way of these giveaways. So, thank you folks, and the small little trinket that we're going to be giving away today is this cool little snow globe. It's the Plentiful Salvage. It is the little reclaimer, not little reclaimer, it's a little reclaimer inside of this glass ball that's salvaging what looks to be an Avenger. Actually, that's way too big to be an Avenger, but it's just a cool little trinket, and if you guys want it, just like normal, you can say that you guys want it in the comment section below, and in about 1 to 2 weeks time, I will take everybody's name that said that they want one of these guys. I'll put it in a random number generator, and then the next episode after that, I will announce who has won it. The only thing that you guys need is an RSI account so I can gift this to you. Other than that, that's just about it. So now we're actually going to get into the actual episode where we're going to talk about the Behring repeater rifle, also known as the Sawbuck. We're going to be testing it on the 325A. We could be testing it on a Hornet, but there are too many other guns on a Hornet that might interfere with the test. Whereas with the 325A, you can either select fire. Actually, let's go over by it right now. You can select fire your wing guns and your main gun on different key bindings, which is really nice. And that way we can fire just the Sawbucks, or we can fire all of them, or we can just fire the main mass driver cannon. We're also probably going to see if we can throw some different missiles on there too, because I know we have some different missiles that we could use. Right now, we're going to be going for a solid projectile setup. We're going to get rid of this Omninsky laser cannon. We're going to throw on another Sawbuck. And the reason we're going to try to go for a all projectile run on this particular one is because projectiles have several advantages over their laser counterparts. I'm not saying that lasers don't have their advantages, but also projectiles do have their disadvantages. The advantages that the projectiles have is that they can go through shields and still deal damage, and quite a lot of damage, especially if they're a large size projectile. Okay, so right now we're just going to go, well, actually we need to select our ship first. And we're going to go to our weapons. We're going to take off the Omninsky laser cannon, which is a fine weapon, but you can only fire a couple of shots before your reactor is depleted. And herein lies the problem with the projectile weapons, is that they have a limited amount of ammunition that you can use. Whereas with the lasers, as long as you have a little bit of power in your generator, you can fire them. Okay, I'm pretty sure that has ammo. Well, it doesn't say that it needs it, so we're going to assume that there's ammunition in there. We should probably fit some ammunition for the mass drivers, which requires 60mm ammunition, which is absolutely gigantic. To put it into perspective, the 40mm cannon is quite large. The Stuart light tank in World War II fired 37mm shells, and this is a repeater that fires 40mm shells, so that's pretty big. Alright, that's going to be all that we're going to be doing to that. I'm going to take a look at the ship for a little bit. We're also going to do another test where we're going to see if maybe these work well with laser cannons. But right now we're just going to do an all ballistics test. And putting cannons on aircraft is not a new thing. They've actually done this for quite some time. Back in World War II, the P-37 Bell Airacobra, I believe, or P-39 Airacobra and P-63 King Cobra, which were made by the Bell Corporation, both used 37 millimeter cannons, a little bit smaller than this, inside of their aircraft. So it's not something new, but I'm sure it will pack a massive punch. I know this is the future where there is much better armor and shields and stuff, but 37 millimeters or 40 millimeters in this case should do the trick. So let's get in here. We're going to go into Arena Commander and do a Vanduul Swarm match just to test it out and see how it will work. So I'll see you guys back when we are in the Vanduul Swarm so we can test out this weapons combination.
System operational. Scan initiated.
Vanduul Swarm initiated.
Alright, and here we are in the Vanduul Swarm. And there's going to be a little pause here. Well, yep. Alright, they all joined in. Okay, so let us fly around. Right now I'm just using the mouse and keyboard because it actually works quite well in this game. And we're going to be taking a look at how well this thing works. Let's lock onto a target. And it seems to fire in bursts of 3, which is actually less than ideal. Because, I'll be honest, the rate of fire is not that great. Well, we destroyed a hostile, I think simply by running into it. Because I don't think the one that we were aiming... Well, maybe the one we were aiming at was destroyed. And... use a missile. Oh, and a missile missed. They do seem to do a decent amount of damage, though.
Hostile eliminated.
Actually, they seem to do a lot of damage. I'm not even using my mass driver cannon. However, one thing to take note of is they don't have much ammunition. I'm already down to 99 shots left. Alright, let's find this last guy and eliminate him. One thing I may not have mentioned, and if I have mentioned it, I will just reiterate this fact, is that this is a size 2 weapon. Ooh, hey there, guy. So that means you have to have a size 2 mount to put on it. Well, can't seem to lock on with my missiles, which is fine. And I guess this is a gun test after all. And one thing, too, that I've kind of noticed is that I know that the World War II aircraft actually had a better rate of fire on its cannon than this thing. It's kind of sad, but oh wow. All 6 shots hit it, and it is completely dead. So these things do have quite the punch to them, despite the fact that... Oh, that guy's talking. I hope you guys can still hear me when that guy is talking, but... despite the fact that it doesn't have a great rate of fire, if you manage to hit them, they really do a lot of damage. And because it does have a lower rate of fire, that means you're not going to be burning through as much ammunition as you would be if you had a full Gatling cannon like the ones that you find on the Hornet. So that is alright in my book. I suppose you don't want the guns to overheat, so if they fire slowly, they won't overheat as much. Let's just take out one more guy, and then we're going to test out a different weapons combination and see how they work. Right, let's head on over to the fight instead of enjoying the scenery. I'll get my guns able to gimbal now. Oh, don't hit that, don't hit that. Alright. Yeah, this thing really does do quite a lot of damage, even though I'm a terrible shot. Okay, well, I killed that guy. in no time flat. That did 500 damage in less than a second's worth of time. So these guns are incredible when it comes to damage output. Rate of fire, not so good. We're already down to 66 shots, so maybe if you had another ammo container, these would be a lot more strong. But overall, I would definitely say that these guns are worth their weight. So, okay, maybe we'll take out one more guy. Nope, not that guy. I want that one. Yeah.
Achieve muscle lock. Scan initiated.
Wow, that was quick. Oh, and we hit the wreckage. So, I think it's just about time that we can say that this weapons combination is pretty overpowered, and I do like it a lot. Alright, so I'll see you guys back in the hangar where we're going to be outfitting it with some different weapons. See you guys back in a bit. Alright, and we're back in the hangar. One thing I did not mention is that because those guns do not use as much energy as the laser cannons, here as you see it's already set back to default, the shields have all the energy in the world that they need to stay powered. I mean, granted, if your shields keep on getting battered, it's your shield generator that might not be up to snuff, but it's not going to be a reactor that doesn't have enough power that's going to be the reason that you don't have shields. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you're using ballistic cannons. Also, that means that if you're on a ship that has a smaller reactor, you don't have to worry about running out of shots right away. I know that the ballistic cannons, I think they use a little bit of power, but they certainly do not use the same amount to the same extent that something like a Behring Bulldog repeater would use. Speaking of the Bulldog repeater, what we're going to do this run is we are going to take our ship here. We are going to put some repeaters here, Bulldog repeaters here, and we are going to take off this mass driver cannon and see how it works when we have lasers on the side and the Sawbuck in the center as the main weapon. And I'm pretty sure that it'll still be alright. I mean, it's essentially like the setup right here, where you have a mass driver in the center and Omnenskis on the side. Granted, these are all really, really hard-hitting weapons. The Omnenskis, they don't have a very high rate of fire, and they do a lot of damage, whereas the ballistic repeater probably does less damage than the mass driver, but it has a higher rate of fire, and same thing with the Bulldog repeaters. They have a higher rate of fire, but their damage is less than the laser cannons. So let us take off the laser cannons, stop the talking, and actually do what we're going to do. We have one Bulldog repeater here, and we have another Bulldog repeater. Let's throw that one there. So we're going to have two Class 1 Bulldog repeaters, or Size 1, Class 1. We're going to have a Size 2, Class 2 Sawbuck in the center. We need to fit some ammunition to that, otherwise we're not going anywhere. Well, we're going places, but we're not going to be able to shoot anything. Okay, so it looks like the ballistic repeater can only ever carry one crate of ammunition, which might be a slight drawback if you're going to be getting into an extended firefight. But if you're just going to be doing a short little fight, ambushing an enemy or so on, or only taking out a couple of enemies, that'll be just fine. Alright. Let's take a look at the ship now. My hypothesis is that this will probably not do as well as the all ballistic setup we had going before, but who knows, maybe the bearings will wear down the shields, and once the shields are gone, those lasers do quite a lot of damage. In fact, they probably do more damage than any ballistic weapon could do, and they have the benefit of having unlimited ammunition, so you'll still be able to do damage even when the Sawbuck is completely out of ammunition, so that's very nice. Not necessarily the most intimidating looking ship right now, but it'll still do the trick, I'm sure. Oh, like we said before, we're going to fit some different missiles to it. The missiles that are on there right now are very good missiles, but I do have some size 2 missiles that I believe we should be able to fit on there. I know we were able to fit there. I did a little test, and I was able to fit these missiles on the Avenger. If I can fit them on the Avenger, I'm pretty sure I can fit them on the 325A, which is a dedicated fighting ship. So, Origin Jump Works 325A. We're going to go to the ammo this time. Whoop, I think we passed ammo. There we go. We are going to take out the missiles. Come on, very gently now. These are very hard to get a hold of. There we go. Take those out. Take that out. Take that out. We're going to be putting in these Strike Force missiles, which they have quite a bit of punch to them. And they're quite quick. Not quite sure how their tracking is. Oh, there's still one missile left in there. Come here. There we go. But we're going to be doing an episode dedicated on Strike Force missiles in the future. And we're also going to be doing them on all sorts of different missiles, which we have. It looks like the ones that were in there were already size 2 Dominator missiles, so I'm not necessarily sure if they're going to be any better, but well, let's have some fun. Let's switch it up a bit. Anyways, this really isn't a missile test as it is a Sawbuck test, so there's that. There we go. You can see the missiles in there. And as you saw last time, we did fire a missile, but it completely missed because it didn't fire fast enough and the missile itself was not fast enough. Whereas these, I don't think they should have that problem because they are really quick missiles. Alright, let's get in here. We'll do one more match, see how this particular gun setup synergizes. Alright, another Vanduul Swarm on its way. See you guys back when the game's loaded.
Scan initiated.
Vanduul Swarm initiated.
Alright, and we're back. Vanduul Swarm's incoming.
There are multiple hostiles inbound.
So we're going to take a look at this particular setup.
Scan initiated.
See how it works.
Contact.
Vanduul scavengers have joined. Alright, let's get a lock on one of these guys. So we have our aiming reticle all set up. Completely missed him. This thing is a little bit harder to aim. Oh. Looks like there are 2 different aim points, which is a little bit strange. Not doing as much damage, that's for certain. Oh, actually, taking a lot longer to destroy them, and I think it's mostly the Sawbuck that did the damage, but it did kill it. Hey there, there's another one. Yeah, we only did 53 damage, and we hit them quite a few times. Now, where is that guy hiding? There he is.
Achieved missile lock. Initiated.
And, well, that missile did the trick. We're definitely going to have to do an episode just dedicated to those guys to see how they compare, but let's see if we can find that last one and see if we can shoot him with our normal guns. Well, he must have been fairly damaged because we really didn't do much damage at all. I don't even think we killed him. So, we're going to do a little bit more. I'm gonna keep on doing this test and
Scan initiated.
kill a couple more guys to get a fair assessment of the situation.
Scan initiated.
They are over here.
Contact.
A number of them.
Contact.
Yeah, let's turn on the aim mode. So, yep, there we go. Well, we hit him a couple times. Did some damage. Certainly not as powerful, though, as last time.
Ballistics depleting rapidly.
It actually works fairly well on the gimbaled gun because you can just aim it, but I think it was much better before.
Ballistics requires reload.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that this weapons combination not as good.
Achieved missile lock. Scan initiated.
Yep, that missile missed, though. Probably too close to be firing it. Yep. Hit him a number of times, and our Bulldog repeaters are overheating, so I'm gonna say that this weapons combination, not so good. Alright, well, let's go back down to the fight. Maybe we can get a missile launch on one of those guys and take him out. Actually, still this guy over here. Just chilling out.
Achieved missile lock.
Oh, somebody launched a missile at me.
Achieved missile lock.
Alright, well, let's get this one guy, and then I think we'll call this test complete, because I think we
Achieved missile
know
lock.
exactly how well / poorly this combination works.
Hostile destroyed.
I'm really chasing this guy around, just trying to kill him. We're keep on hitting him, too. There we go. About time. So, yeah, that weapons combination, not so good. I'm going to say the all ballistic weapons, much better, also.
Has received
My driving
catastrophic
skills could
damage.
use some work. Alright, see you guys back in the hangar. Alright, and we're back in the hangar, and just to show you how absolutely ridiculous you can get with even small ships with ballistic weapons, here I have 2 Sawbucks on a Mustang Delta with 2 60mm mass driver cannons, and it has all these dumbfire missiles as well. I just kind of really want to take a look at how ridiculous this thing is. I had to borrow one of the Sawbucks off of my Cutlass over here. As you can see, there's still one Sawbuck on it, but the other one is missing. And there is the camper variant, which I don't think we've ever taken a look at properly because I kept on bugging out. Oh, and the textures aren't in for the mass driver cannons, but I really, really want to find out how this little ship, how much firepower this thing can put out. I think I still have to put the ammunition inside of its crates, but this thing would absolutely wreck. This technically has more firepower than the 325A. The missiles, not so much, but the guns, yes. It has 2 Class 1 Size 2 guns, just like the 325A, and it has 2 60mm mass driver cannons, which is 1 more than the 325A. So let's put the ammunition in there, and then we will, just for kicks, we're gonna see how well this does. It might do extremely poorly, I don't know. It may not be able to aim well enough, or it may added too much weight, or maybe it does take too much power, but I kind of highly doubt it, considering there were Class 2 energy weapons on it before. Or Size 2 energy weapons, not Class 2. So, let us take the Delta. We need the ammo. It's 35mm. We want the 60mm, so we'll throw that in there. Is only one of these going to have ammunition? Or maybe one of them already has ammunition. Yep, one of them already has full ammunition, so that would be why. Now we need the 40mm ammunition crates. That's you guys there. We're going to put you in there. One in there. It's a shame that the textures haven't been added in, because I'm pretty sure that would look absolutely ridiculous in the hangar with mass driver cannons and the Sawbucks on it. Alright, well, let's hop in a seat so we can go into Arena Commander. In fact, I'm just going to cut to the point where we are in Arena Commander just so we can take a look at the ridiculousness that is about to ensue. So, see you guys in a bit.
Scanning.
Vanduul Swarm.
Alright, here we are in the Mustang. I think this is actually one of the first times I've ever flown the Mustang.
Hostiles inbound.
So we'll see how well it works. Oh, and a little
Scanning.
glitch bug where everything slows down when the Vanduul join in. I suppose it just takes time to load in the assets. Let's lock onto one of these guys and give him the what for. When I actually hit them, it does a lot of damage. Yep. Didn't take many shots to kill that guy. Not many at all. This thing's a pretty impressive ship, all things considered. I mean, it's fairly cheap. For an entry-level ship, this thing can put out the damage, that's for sure. Oh, one volley and it was completely dead. Granted, most of the shots hit, but still. That is nothing to shake a stick at, except for the fact that I must have been hit by something pretty strong. Yeah.
Stand by for reintegration.
Vanduul Scavenger probably hit me. Let's respawn one more time.
Warning.
That was completely my fault. It was nothing to do with the ship. I just was not paying attention to my radar. I didn't realize somebody was that close to me. And it's really nice that there is a Class 2 gun on here so that both of my MAS drivers are gimbaling. Let's go find the action over here. However, this is not a review on the MAS driver, so we'll keep it locked in so that all of our guns hit at the same time. Oh crap. I almost hit a piece of debris. Ooh, there are a lot of guys really close to me. Wow. So, I guess that's more the Mustang's fault for not being very strong, because it took one hit and it was completely destroyed.
Stand by for reintegration.
So, one ship after this and then we're done. But it's really completely my fault for not seeing the enemy. The weapons combination itself, though, really quite good. However, there is the caveat that if you're in deep space when the persistent universe is online and you use up all your ammunition, you better have a good engine, because once you're out of ammunition, all you can do is run. And there are a lot of guys here, man. Can I hit you? Oh. Yep, got him. Very nice. There are scavengers all over the place, and if they hit me again, we are toast. Dead. These are a very powerful weapons combination. The Mustang itself is a very fragile aircraft, or spacecraft. Yep. As you see, shields down just after one hit. But I guess that's what you get for a starter aircraft. But this thing, the damage output on this is just incredible. Pretty sure I'd rather fly a 325A or a Hornet, but still, not bad at all. Not bad one bit. Let's get finish this wave, and I think we can safely discern how well this thing works. There we go, just one more guy to take care of, and we are done. Boom. One shot, one kill. Well, not really one shot. We had quite a few guns on us. Alright, well, that is the Sawbuck. Let's head back in the hangar for a final analysis. Alright, so the final review on the Behring ballistic 40mm cannon is that the rate of fire is decent, and if you're a terrible shot like me, the rate of fire certainly helps when it comes to hitting the target, so that is a welcome addition in comparison to the mass driver cannon or the other guns that we really haven't taken a look at. So despite the fact the rate of fire isn't that great, it is still very nice. The damage output is a little bit less than the mass driver. It's more than the other gun, which we haven't taken a look at, and I'm sure we will in the future. And it, in tandem with other projectile-based weaponry, it is absolutely phenomenal, and they can take out ships in very, very few shots. So it is certainly a good weapon. Not so sure if it works well on this Mustang over here because the Mustang's so fragile, but it is a very good weapon, and I would recommend it if you're going to be going with a projectile-based weapon system, or if you need a hard-hitting weapon for your energy-based weapons to go through the shields before you actually penetrate their shields, or before the shields are down. So that has been the Behring 40mm automatic cannon. So thank you folks for watching. That'll be it for this episode, and I'll see you guys next time.